You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the prove. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose. Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the prove.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Two teams more than ready to get this one started, and we are underway from FedEx Field. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Walker to start the drive. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Hurts. He finds his man. It's Charlie Kolar. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets...
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Jonathan Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Well, these two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was Washington winning on the road, so they're looking to finish off the sweep here at FedEx Field. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Mayfield to throw it. Well, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Jonathan Allen. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards there and a Washington first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And across the midfield, stripe into Eagle territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Mayfield. Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Oh, he's got a little... And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. On 2nd and 12, Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
From the 44, Hurts. Over the middle, complete. That's Watkins. Touchdown, Eagles. Quez Watkins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Eagles have regained the lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead is now 10-7. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound. And he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
But Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick-6.
And, Brandon, how often do we hear offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line.
72 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 21. A good pickup there at 22.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
On 2nd and 2, Powell. It's caught. Smith. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
They'll run with Gibson.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Gibson again. And good work there defensively as they're able to keep him out of the end zone. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get his second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Powell, 3rd and goal. Throw right side, taken in by Gibson. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Commanders are back within a score. Sly on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return here for Reed. This will be a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They go play action with Hurts. And a Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. And it's fielded at the 34. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Powell throwing on 1st down here. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense, they get to Howell. He'll go down here.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Taking a shot for Samuel. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Tress Way on 4th down is sent out to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position. But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Hurts. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big third down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. First down, Howell to throw. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Second down, Howell back to pass. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Howell throwing on third down here. Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
On second down, here's the option. 20, 10, touchdown, Washington. Sam Howell, 41 yards. And the Commanders are an extra point away from capturing the lead. So a design run all the way, and he took it the distance. I don't know that anybody saw that coming.
Well, on this play, how about the vision of it? Being able to see the open field, make his move, and get there. Oftentimes, defenses have a spy for the quarterback position to try and take care of it. On that play, if they did, it certainly
He's
didn't.
lost.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get...
Oh, and Hurts is going to be hit and taken down to the ground. Daron Payne picks up his second sack of the afternoon. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Howell down to throw it. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Now they go play action with Howell. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Here's a give to Gibson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 111 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. They'll go play action. Howell. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it'll bring up 3rd down. They'll run with Gibson. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. They run the jet sweep. Dotson. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run on first down, and now they contemplate a 2nd and goal situation. Play fake, and now here's how to throw it. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. The last time, everything looked pretty good except that final play on the pick-6, and now they've got... And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Walker. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. And give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. Walker is into the end zone for an Eagle touchdown. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 124 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Walker. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Commanders are right back in this football game. That is the play they needed in a two-score game here in the fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. The interception was a great starting point, but now they need points pretty. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick six TD. Oh, this is becoming tough to watch. I don't know that I've seen 3 pick sixes from the same quarterback in the same game.
And I know that many are going to scream at the coach about why did you let him stay out there to throw those. But truthfully, what are the odds that you're going to throw 3 pick sixes in a game? You want to leave them out there so they can work through some of the rough stuff.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that will make this a 19-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in it. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
And able to work his way down to the 16. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there, and I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think he may want to keep them cranking high right here.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so, and maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard, but that is not the case as we play on here this fourth quarter.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
On second down, here's Gibson again.
And some space here. There he goes left side. The 20. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson.
His third touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year.
And the Commanders have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Slide for the PAT.
And that'll cut the lead down now to 15. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Joe Reed going to return it from his end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
58 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times. Back to Walker on first down. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And they'll indeed take a knee. And they will take a knee here.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance.
They get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets.
Meanwhile, for Washington,
they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against San Francisco. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.